Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Why did you decide to come in St. Petersburg for Big Business Fun Festival?
Well, obviously I was invited to come here, but I get invited to come a lot of places. But I've never been to St. Petersburg before. I've been to Moscow, and I think Russia is an awesome country. And I also thought that people would really, the big business fun. It seemed like sort of was really right in my sweet spot.
So you like this word fun?
Yeah, I think business should be fun. I think that the biggest misconception people have is they think it's difficult to make money. It's a struggle. I mean, you have to work hard, obviously, but money and hard work and fun can all be part of the same process.
Mm-hmm. Your system of persuasion can be useful for politicals. Yes or not?
Sure.
It can help
to
be anything. A leader of nation.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Well, it's basically, it's probably really well geared for that because it's about the ability to deliver a message in a way that connects with people and inspires them and moves them to take action and so really buy into your ideas. So yeah, it's very well.
So maybe some politicians ask you to some advice.
I've had a lot of politicians over the years attend seminars and I've given trainings for government agencies and stuff like that. But it's very well suited to that for sure.
Okay, President Trump now is a businessman.
Right.
What do you think about him? Knowledge of business secrets can help him to running the country. Is possible to compare a country to the corporation?
In some respects, yes. I mean, in some respects, no. There's part of it. I mean, listen, there's part of the functions of a government, right, where you have to take care of the people, they need some help. So I don't know if he's as well geared to that aspect of government as he is towards the profit side of things. He's a good negotiator.
Businessmen don't care about people?
Well, he does, but I think that the idea is that Trump's strength, what his strength is a no-nonsense sort of like cut through the red tape and get things done. And and the problem in the United States is there's just so much red tape and like it's very hard to get things done. There's one thing you guys probably have going for you here, it's that you can, if Putin makes a decision, it's a decision, so you can literally get things done. In the US, it's very hard to get things done right now.
You voted for Trump or
I voted for Trump.
For Trump.
Yeah.
And what do you think about Putin?
I like him a lot. I happen to be a fan. I mean,
really, you're a fan?
Well, listen, I think I'm a fan in the sense that, and I don't know all the particulars, right? But
he could be a businessman.
Well, I think
what
exactly.
kind of a business?
Well, listen, I remember. All I can say is that I remember a time 10 years ago when I don't think the people of Russia had as much national pride. And I think they felt as good about themselves as a country. And I think that's part of what a leader is supposed to do, is to make people feel proud about the country and have hope for the future. And I think that, in some respect, and again, I'm an outsider, so I only know what I kind of see on the edges, but it would seem that he's had that impact. As far as the stuff with, there's so much crap going on right now with Russia and the US. We should be friends, I think, and I think it's also stupid,
Yes, but of course, because now in America, it's not really good attitude to Russia.
But it's not really about Russia. It's about the Russians. It's the Democrats versus the Republicans in Russia. It's like in the middle of it. It's like, honestly, I don't really think if it wasn't Russia, it would be someone else. They're just looking for some scapegoat right now to have a fight with each other. So that's my opinion. I really don't. I don't think this. I think it's ridiculous, this whole Russia thing. Like we have Islamic terrorists, we have poverty in our country too, we have challenges, a deficit. I mean, like you guys ain't throwing bombs at us, we're not throwing bombs. It's like not the 1950s anymore, so I think it's just stupid, That's my opinion.
And do you know some Russian businessmen, oligarchs?
I do, I do, of course, yeah. No one I want to mention.
And what do you think is some different from American, for example?
Well, listen, I think that the oligarchs, you look back and like we had our history back, in the early, when they had the Rockefellers and the people that dominated industry, right? So, I mean, I think that, people were in the right place at the right time. They were smart and they worked hard and they were able to get ahead, and it is what it is.
But you're changing your system a little bit for every country, or you think it's can be useful for everybody?
No, I think every country needs to be different. I think that, Russia's history, like Russia needs to have you guys want a strong leader. That's your history. It's embedded in your culture. And I think in the U.S. we don't have that as much. We want, like, they look at a strong leader as being more of a negative in our countries, or an authoritarian, like it's evil about it. And the truth probably lies somewhere in the middle. But I think that a leader, has to reflect the wishes of the people in the country. And it's not up to the U.S. or Russia to say what's good for any other country but their own.
If in 1999 FBI did not put you in jail, what would you be with you now? You be a broker or?
No, I was already out of the stock market, but by the time that happened. But listen, it was the best thing that ever happened to me in retrospect. I didn't feel like that when it was happening, but that was what really was the springboard for writing this book and the life that came after it.
But it was not only the jail, but 110 millions of restitution. What now this
Well, that's
story?
that's not
you
a real
paid
number.
everything?
Yeah, well, that's not a real number. It was never, the 110 million wasn't a real number. It was more like 30 or 40 million. But what happened is that I started paying money when I got out, and they weren't paying it back to investors. No one ever got the money. The government was keeping the money. So now they're negotiating, they try to figure out a settlement to pay people back. But yeah, everyone's getting paid back.
And it happened maybe in your life what you accidentally meet the person who think what lost a lot of money because of you.
Yeah.
They what told you, these people?
Listen,
recognized you, told you, where is my money?
There's not really that many people, so it's a bit of an exception because everyone knows where I am. No one's ever, in all the years I've been out there. First of all, we called very rich people, so it wasn't like someone that I lost. It was like their last dollar. So it was more like a very rich guy who was worth $20 million might have lost $200,000. So it wasn't like someone went into bankruptcy. So there wasn't people running and freaking out. It wasn't like that. So. But I never had someone come up to me, ever.
Okay, and this story of Wall Street, your story, it was in 20th century because, no internet, no more information. But now in 21st century, it can be something similar. In which area of business?
Again, it's,
this fraud or maybe?
Well, they use the internet for that. Like, there's now like phony email blasts and message boards where they'll have people like, talking about chatting up their own stock and stuff like that, driving interest. So, the game is the same, where get a lot of a stock, talk about it, get the stock to go up, and then sell your stock while everyone else is buying it. So the game is always the same.
When you get a foreign visa, you must to make a plus or something. What you have criminal past or not? Do you have some problems with it
Never.
when you asking visa for some
Never.
countries? Russian visa?
They love me. No, I think for me, number one, my crime, there was no violence in my, I think the things that keep you out when there's violence or drugs. So I think financial crime, I never had a problem anywhere.
Okay. So
And I've gone
never
everywhere.
doors closed for you?
Never.
Never persona
The
non
hardest
grata
countries
somewhere?
the hardest countries to get into are Australia, Japan, and Canada. I've been to all three.
Okay. When you was 12, when we saw, you shown for money magic tricks. But now, what are you doing now? It's magic tricks for adults?
Oh, I don't know. No, I think for me, I think that I try to simplify success for people, because I think a lot of people, like, they just think it's like they look at someone who's successful after the fact, and it seems like like it happened overnight or it was a luck, and it's just not like that. When you look, success is a very discernible, quantifiable thing. So I just try to break it down into its parts, and it's very simple when you do that. People can say, "Wow, I get that. It makes sense." So I try to use logic as much as anything else.
A large part of Fontanka readers, it's just simple office workers, managers, so Wall-Street, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, it's very, very away from here. How ordinary people can become rich? How your training can help this?
Well, again, I think number one, you have to define rich. What someone is, what's rich to one person is not rich to another person, and I think it's not everyone that comes to see me is coming for that. If they're coming for that, that's a good thing, because it's these strategies are very effective at that. But mostly it's about really showing you how to be a more effective human being, and then by being more effective, you can get what you want in life. So whatever your goals are, whether it's money, being just better with relationships, just being more effective in anything that you do. That's really what it's all about.
And especially for readers of Fontanka, 3 rules of Jordan Belfort, how to success, and 3 reasons why people are broke.
Number 1 rule of success is learn how to be wrong. Number 2 is work really, really hard. Number 3, learn how to close. And the 3 things why people don't succeed.
Yes, are broke.
Is they are risk averse. They're scared to take risks. They don't know how to close the deal. And they don't know their why. They don't really know why they want to be successful.
Everybody knows you like a wolf of Wall Street, but you are no longer working on Wall Street. What kind of animal you now,
Me?
and from where?
I don't animal.
Not
I'm
wolf.
I'm still a bit. Listen, I'm a wolf. I'm a benevolent wolf. I'm a tamed wolf. You know, I think the wolf has got a lot of great qualities. You know, I think the wolf is, you know, it's an animal.
So you
it's
still
a
wolf.
pack animal. It's, you know, loyal to. It's very loyal. The wolf.
Not lion, not.
Listen, you know, for me, I like to think of the benevolent wolf. You know.
Okay. And what interests you other than business and money? Because some men like fishing, you know, hiding, watching football, for example.
Tennis.
Tennis.
I play tennis. A lot of tennis.
Reading.
Yeah, sure, I read too, but I mean, my biggest pastime is playing tennis, and I have a partner, I have a wife, and so